whole new bar for performance, with it being among the first phones to get the all-new Snapdragon 8 Elite chip. It has what REDMAGIC is calling a new liquid metal cooling system. It has faster UFS 4.1 storage, and it has faster LPDDR5X Ultra. With that Snapdragon 8 Elite chip, Qualcomm is claiming some huge gains in performance, with a 45% boost in the CPU with the new Orion cores, plus a 40% boost in GPU, which is a pretty big active cooling fan that's been a staple of the REDMAGIC series for years. But for the first time, REDMAGIC is also using liquid metal to more effectively transfer heat away from the vapor chamber and out through the cooling fan, helping reduce the phone's core temperature by up to 21 degrees. And the 3D Mark Wildlife Extreme benchmark, the results did not disappoint. So for your reference, this is how the iPhone 16 Pro Max and the Galaxy S24 Ultra perform. Not too bad, but a definite drop off at the end with the thermal throttling. Here's how the REDMAGIC 9S Pro performs, which is much more stable thanks to that cooling fan. And then here is the new REDMAGIC 10 Pro, which has a flat line just all the way across, not only having a higher score than any phone we've ever tested, but also maintaining it with virtually no loss in performance. And that performance carries over into games. In a game like Call of Duty Warzone, with everything set to the maximum, the phone was often hovering between 90 and 100 FPS, which I feel like is like 10 to 20 FPS higher than the 9S Pro that we tested just a few months ago. And then for games like Genshin Impact, we're obviously hitting the max 60 FPS that the game allows for on Android, but thanks in part to the custom Red Core R3 chip, the 10 Pro now supports frame interpolation and upscaling, where it'll actually calculate new frames to fit in between the native frames, effectively giving you over 100 FPS in a game that technically doesn't even support it, with even sharper visuals than UFS 4.1 Pro instead of UFS 4.0, which REDMAGIC says is up to 36% faster. And at least in the storage speed test that we did, we actually got even better results from the random read and random write speeds. And in the mini speed test that we did against the Galaxy S24 Ultra, where we edited a photo in Snapseed and then exported a video in Filmora, the 10 Pro actually beat the S24 Ultra by 3 seconds, which, across just two apps is pretty significant. Highest screen to body ratio I've ever seen on a phone at 95.3%, which just makes it look like it's from the future. The display is also brighter now with a peak brightness of 2000 nits and a global brightness of over 1200. And it also has a higher resolution, a faster refresh rate at 144 Hz versus 120, plus it's more responsive with a 2500 Hz peak sampling rate. On top of the new display though, there's also a bigger battery in here, with it having a whopping 7050 mAh capacity, which was enough for it to last nearly 6 hours longer than the S24 Ultra when we ran our gaming battery drain test. Kind of make up for it with the 80-watt fast charger that they include in the box, which despite having a way bigger battery to charge, it still was able to charge more than the Galaxy S24 Ultra, and that's just at 80 watts. I'm gonna go toe-to-toe with phones like the iPhone 16 Pro Max.